American Micro Devices has been in a trading range since mid-April or so. I think this is a great opportunity. Hang around and I'll show it to you. Hi, this is Tim from TradingStrategyGuides.com. Today's trade pick, a trading range on American Micro Devices, or AMD. We'll have a look at that shortly, but first we've got a few active trades to look at. And later on, today's trading maxim. Happy Friday and Happy Independence Day to all you folks in the U.S. Remember to click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss any of these great trade setups. Let's take a look at the active trades. Tesla gapped up here like a rocket to over 1200, representing a gain of about 13% on our entry. These are the trades that pay the bills, guys. This wouldn't be a bad place to close some of the remainder for profit if you can, because gaps like this often get filled before the price continues on. In any case, the parabolic SAR has gotten up here to about 936.29. and that's currently where my trailing stop is situated, locking in 38.19. Mind you, I'm recording this video just after Thursday's market close. The Australian dollar, US dollar, is still compressing in here. The volume and the volatility are still dropping. I drew this little triangle in here just to kind of visualize myself how much this is consolidating. This is an example of the trade losing its initial momentum and getting itself back into a new consolidation. I think that I'm probably going to close this thing right here because I believe this thing is done and could pop from here. Litecoin hit the first target right here, and now it just seems to be going sideways, having a little bit trouble breaking back through our 40.71-ish first target, waiting for the parabolic SAR to track below the break-even stop right here to start trailing stops. The S&P 500 closed back inside the bear flag right there, and that was Wednesday, so I closed this trade for a small loss, about $40.75, so that's not a huge thing. I want to watch this to see if I can justify redrawing this flag and continuing to look for the sell signal. I'll let you know about this on Monday. I'm sorry if this chart looks a little convoluted and hard to read, but let me explain it. This is the triangle that we've been looking for on Bitcoin. Okay, so I left that up there in orange dashed lines so you could see where it was. Okay, but what's been going on here is that this has just been getting weaker and weaker and has finally broken out of that triangle, and it just keeps going. So we're going to flip this thing around. This is looking like a descending triangle to me right now. So I'm changing this trade to a descending triangle, and we're going to look for a close below the descending triangle or below 8,900 on this one to sell it. All the other rules are the same as before. And lastly, gold gave us this close right here above the trading range, but insufficient volume. It was only 44%. It's one of these candles here. So no trade on this one. I'll continue to watch this for another opportunity, but with all of this activity above the range right here, I think the range itself is probably done, but we'll see if we can make something out of this flag or something right here. We'll see. I'll let you know about that next week. And that's it for the active trades. Let's take a look at today's pick. American Micro Devices is a semiconductor company based in Santa Clara, California. They develop computer microprocessors for business and consumer markets. I'm sure most of us have heard of them. They've been Intel's main competition for years, and now they may be overtaking Intel. To be completely transparent, for years I have chosen AMD processors over Intel processors, with all other things being equal. But I'm sure you've heard me say about one of my other favorite companies, Tesla, that my liking of AMD has nothing whatsoever to do with my analysis when it comes time to trade. I'm not willing to waste my money on a bad trade just because I like a company. With that said, AMD has been in this trading range since mid-April or so, and I think it presents a great opportunity to watch for an explosive breakout. Just to be sure everyone understands, a trading range is a consolidation with a strong support level like this one at 49 and a strong resistance level like this one up at 59. Price just sort of bangs back and forth between these levels until it eventually explodes out of the range in one direction or the other, and I will take a break of the trading range in either direction. As a nice confirmation of the consolidation, we have a decline in volume and volatility right down here. Volatility is the amount of daily movement of the price, and I measure it with the average true range, or ATR, which shows the average length of the last 14 candles. And here's the trade plan. We will buy a daily candle close above the range, or above 59, or we will sell a daily candle close below the range, or below 49. On the breaking candle, to enter a full-size position, we want this volume bar to reach up to this volume average right here. If it doesn't quite reach the average, but does reach 75% of the average, I'll open a half-size position to reduce risk. You can calculate the percentage by taking this volume number here, dividing it by this volume average, and you should get at least 0.75. If you don't get 0.75 or better, I would stand aside on this trade. Stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR, and the first target is 1 times the ATR. So let's say this thing breaks to the upside, and this is the candle close right here. Just ahead of that close, you will take a buy. You'll look down here at the ATR, you'll multiply that by 1.5, and you will measure that distance behind the entry, and that will be your stop loss. And you'll measure 1 ATR above the entry, and that'll be your first target. If after we enter this position we get a candle close back inside the range, we will close the trade right then and not wait for it to hit the stop loss. Our intention is that a breakout of the range should be explosive and hit our target fairly quickly. If the momentum goes away, we want to shut the trade down without taking a full stop if possible. When the price hits our first target, we'll close half the position for profit and set the stop loss to break even on the remainder. We will then follow stops as price moves in our direction until the market takes us out. These two rules are the very definition of cutting your losses and letting your winners run. Typically, I do this using 2 positions. The first position has a stop loss and a take profit, and that position will close automatically when the first target is hit. The second position will only have a stop loss, and that's the position that will be allowed to run. When the first target is hit, we will have to manually move our stop loss to break even on the second position. I will only risk about 2% of my account on each trade, and that's today's setup on AMD, or American Micro Devices. Remember, my intent here is to tell you how I manage these trades. If you've already got a good trade management plan, use it. Things that work for me may not work for you. You have to understand your own mind to find the best strategies for your trading. And speaking of understanding your own mind, that's my intent for the trading maxims. The maxims help me control my emotional impulses and keep me on the straight and narrow path. A maxim is a general truth, fundamental principle, rule of conduct, or proverbial saying. The purpose of my maxims is to motivate me to discipline in trading as well as other areas of my life. I suggest you start your own list of maxims, things that you can say to yourself while you're trading or doing life to make sure you always do the right thing. Feel free to borrow from my list. And today we're going to go back a little ways for our maxim of the day. Tim's trading maxim number 51. If you quit now, you'll end up right back where you first began. And when you first began, you were desperate to be where you are right now. Keep going. I've been overweight for the last 20 years of my life. I would do what it took to lose it for a few months and then give up. Then a year later I would think, wow, if I had kept that up, I'd be at my ideal weight right now. That happened several times actually. This time with the help of my family and my CrossFit community, I didn't quit. Now I've lost over 100 pounds and I'm getting close to my ideal weight. It hasn't been easy, but where would I have been this time if I had quit? I've been trading for about 16 years now. Yes, I've quit many times during that time. But as they say in the southern U.S., I didn't stay quit. And I'm really glad about that. I finally achieved my dream of being a full-time trader. What's that trite old saying? Winners never quit, quitters never win. Well, trite or not, it's the truth. Don't give up. Remember the reason why you started in the first place. Keep going. Remember our AMD Trade Plan for today. We're going to buy a daily candle close above the range or above 59, or we're going to sell a daily candle close below the range or below 49. If the volume is not quite average, go half size as long as it's at least 75% of the average. Your stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR, and your first target is 1 times the ATR. And remember to click the link below to the trade management video for more details. And don't forget to sign up for my free Trading Picks email list to be sure you don't miss any of these great picks. I send out about 2 or 3 trading picks a week from all different markets, and you'll get to see them first. Best thing is, it's free. I'll put the link below this video. Be sure to come back to Trading Strategy Guide's YouTube channel every week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time for my new videos. Don't hesitate to ask any questions you may have. I'll either answer your question right in the comments or in a training video or both. And remember, the only stupid question is the unasked one. Don't miss the next installment of the Trading Education Series next Wednesday when I'll talk about how to use margin and not get burned. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up below. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.